touching the truth.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we've got another Fortnite tutorial here with your boy Raw. And yeah, we're gonna be showing you how to make pretty much a live stream thumbnail. Now keep in mind, this thumbnail, pretty much like the concept, is not limited only just to live streaming. You can do whatever you want. You can make thumbnails and stuff like that with it as well. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know it's not limited to just live streaming. You can use it for any type of thumbnail, any title, whatever, as long as you make it look good. But yeah, I appreciate you guys attending the pizza party from last tutorial. We got about 21,000 people. 21,000 people showed up to the pizza party. I really do appreciate that. We got about 16 people who didn't, really like. They didn't like the pizza party. I mean, like, we probably had like the wrong ingredients or something like that. We had the wrong toppings on there. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This time around, if we get 100 likes on this tutorial, I'll host a taco party. I know you guys want a taco party, bro. Like, come on. I know you want a taco party, okay? But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this tutorial. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go up here to the file, of course, make a new document, make it 1920 by 1080, make the resolution 72 pixels/inch, 8-bit or 16-bit, doesn't matter. Make sure this is on pixels, and then you can title it whatever you want. Let's just do tutorial for now. You're going to be presented with this white background here. You're going to want to go to the right-hand side, click the little lock, and then click this little eye to get rid of your background. So what we're going to be doing, instead of using, Triceratops, we're going to use something else, but I'm going to, show you guys how to make the background and stuff like that, how to make it look nice, how to do this text right here, all that type of good jazz. The next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and get a skin of your choice. I'm going to go ahead and get this guy. Dude, I don't even remember his name, bro. Like, I don't even remember his name. But yeah, we're gonna get this guy here, and then resize him to however you want. For me, depending on the skin, I would do it by theme. So since he's a lumberjack, we're gonna go ahead, or he's not like a lumberjack. I don't know what he is. He's like an elf. I don't know, bro. But we're just gonna put him in a forest environment, okay? Doesn't matter. We're gonna put him in a forest environment. The first thing you're gonna do is find yourself a background. So we're gonna go ahead and type up forest concept art, and then you're gonna be presented with all of these different type of forests, or you could do just like a regular forest. Doesn't matter, like forest wallpaper or forest background. It doesn't matter. But I'm gonna do a forest concept art. And then, just go through here and try to find something that looks good. All right, so I found something decent here. I'm going to go ahead and resize that. If you don't know how to do that, all you got to do is click Control-T, and you bring up your resize option. And then, yeah, you can resize it to whatever size you want. All right, so now that you got your background placed, you're going to want to double-click on to your background. You're going to want to put a gradient overlay and a color overlay. For the gradient overlay, you're going to want it to have a 125 degree. You're gonna want it to go from black to white. So yeah, just make this black, make that white, put it on 40, and then make it say overlay. And then you're gonna want to go to your color overlay, make sure it's on overlay, put it on 15, and put it on the black color. You can just rasterize by right clicking and then going to rasterize layer. Now we're gonna go to filter, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur. You're gonna want to blur your background just a little bit. I usually do it by like 1.5 pixels. Then press OK. Now we're going to move our character to the left just a little bit, just so he's not so far into the, far right of the screen. You're going to want to double click your character or skin. And then you're going to want to put a gradient overlay, a color overlay, and an inner glow. With the gradient overlay, it's going to be the same thing, 125, black to white, overlay 40%, color overlay 15, black overlay. And then the inner glow, you're gonna want to put it on overlay, put it like on 50%, put this on 0, put this on 40, then click OK. Depending on what your light source is, you want to make it like white or like yellowish or whatever. It doesn't matter, it just depends on like your light source. I'm probably gonna have it like a yellowish color because I'm gonna add like some stuff like later on. And then after that, press OK, then right click your skin, rasterize layer style, and then there you go. You kind of have like some sort of lighting on there for your character. For us to get like these trees and stuff like that, what you want to do is go back to Google. You're gonna want to go here and type up like tree trunk PNG or like HD tree trunk PNG, something like that. Then you get like all this type of stuff right here, and then you just go through and find a pretty good one that you like. All right, so I kind of found out if you type up like 3D model tree trunk, you can find some decent ones. These are like kind of like snow biomes. This is like some sort of polygon one. I don't know what this is, but we'll use this for now because we can kind of like enhance it inside of Photoshop. So we're gonna go ahead and take that tree that you just got, and if there's like a background or whatever, you're gonna have to most likely like cut it out. So if there's like a solid white or background, you could just use the magic wand tool and then make sure it is rasterized, and you can just delete that section right there. If you are having like these areas pop up, if there's like certain you know, parts of it being selected again that you don't want to be deleted, just go to the quick selection tool where the magic wand is, and then you're gonna want to hold Alt, and it pretty much brings up like this minus sign, and then just hold left click, and it'll get rid of like all of these, the extra parts that you don't want deleted. So do that until all of it is gone. All right, so once you selected everything, you're just going to go ahead and click delete. We're not going to worry about like really the bottom half of this tree because we're not going to really see it. So I could just go ahead and delete that as well. Rename this to like tree or something so you know what it is. You're going to want to take your tree and put it below your character and move it. Oh, I don't know why we have some extra stuff here. If you have some extra stuff, just take your lasso tool and then like just go all the way around. And then just click delete because sometimes there's like invisible pieces that you don't see. And yeah, that's how you get rid of that. Once you get that done, just go ahead and put your tree below your skin and then enlarge this just a little bit. You can like transform it if you want to, stuff like that. Now you can either have him standing in front of it or behind it. It really doesn't matter. I guess in this scenario, we'll have him standing behind it. Now to put some good effects on your tree, you're gonna want to double click on your tree, put a gradient color, and then inner glow. Go back to your gradient. Make sure this is on 125, 40, black to white, overlay, stuff like that. You already know that. Color overlay, make sure it's on overlay, black, and then put this on 25. With your inner glow, you're gonna want to change the opacity to 75. Make sure this is like a... Actually, no, if whatever you put your light source as, you're going to want to have that is that. So keep this on overlay 75, whatever your light source was, 0 and 40. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and right click the your tree, rasterize the layer, then double click it again, and then you're going to want to add a gradient overlay and then a color overlay again, and then an inner glow, but except you're going to change the inner glows blend mode to color dodge, change this to like 15, go down here to choke, put on 5, put the size at 20. Once you're done with that, put the overlay on 10 for color overlay, then go to your gradient, and then move, depending on like how your light is and how you want it, you can move the white down to, you know, get more light going down the tree. But in this case, we're going to have it like at 50%. Once you're done with that, you want to make sure that, you know, this is going to be blurred out in the background just a little bit. The camera's focusing more on him rather than the tree. So you're going to want to put that on like 0.8 or like 0.5. Just depends on what your taste is. We'll put it like on 0.7. Since it's like focusing more on him. So to add like stuff to your environment, I would take the same tree. And then I will make it like vertical, put it horizontally. And then I will like shift it up, and I will like kind of make like tree branches with it. So like, see how this tree doesn't have like really any tree branches? You can make your own tree branches if you like kind of like, you know, match it with the tree behind it. So I would put the tree branch that I'm using below it, and then kind of like, you know, adjust it this way. There we go. And that pretty much makes a little tree branch right there. So we'll give this like a little bit of a more of a Gaussian blur too. But for these like little plant things right here, you could go to Google and type up Fern PNG. These things will pop up. Make sure you get one with like a transparent background. So let's go ahead and choose this one. Drag this over to our project. And then before you click the check mark, make sure you increase the size of it, because if you do go ahead and like rasterize it, it'll lose its resolution. So make this whatever size you want. As you can see on this one, you want to make it to where like it's pretty much like the main part of the thumbnail, to where people can see that. So you're going to want to resize that and readjust that however you like. Go ahead and double click that. You know, same thing. Put your gradient, your overlay, your inner glow, stuff like that. You want to go ahead and change the white back all the way up to 100. So it's not giving it so much light. Color overlay, put it back on 15. Inner glow, put this on 50. Actually, no, that's too much. 25. Put this back on 0. Put this on 40. And then put this back on overlay. Rasterize that layer. You can copy it again, and then put it below your skin. Rotate it. Make it look just a little smaller, just so it looks like it's in the background. And then you're going to want to go ahead and double click on the one that you just copied, the smaller one, and then just put all of the layers back on there again. Put a filter, put a Gaussian blur on there of like 0.5 or 8. Somewhere between 0.5 and 0.8. Now, so far, it's coming together. As you can tell, we got some stuff going on here. Now, we're going to add like little... I guess we can add like little butterflies or something, like insects. So we'll go here and do butterfly PNG. And then we got like plenty of pretty good butterfly PNGs here. We're going to go ahead and take, I guess, this one, since it has... Never mind, there's watermarks. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this one, watermark free. Save it to wherever you save it at. Drag it into your project. And then, of course, it's going to have like your white background. Just go back to your magic wand tool. And then make sure it is rasterized so you can delete it. And delete the white background. Now, double click your butterfly. Or actually, you can just reposition your butterfly however you want. We'll make him like right here. Put our butterfly right there. We'll put another one right here. And then we'll put another one. Have them right there. So you're going to want to click on one of your butterflies. It really doesn't matter. Put it on, gradient overlay. So it's pretty much a rinse and repeat. So you'll put the same exact effects on pretty much almost everything. Well, not everything, but just main things that'll look good. So it'll be gradient overlay, 40, black to white overlay. Color overlay, 25, black overlay. Inner glow overlay, 75, white. Or you could do like your yellowish tint, depending on what, your light source is. 0, and then 40. Then click OK. Rasterize that layer. Do the same thing on all of the other ones. Then you're going to want to, put some Gaussian blur on the ones that look far away. So like this one right here, for instance, you're going to want to Gaussian blur him up. Or actually, before you do that, if you want to make it to where it looks like they're kind of like flying, just copy the one that you want. Or like moving. Copy the one that you want to make it look like it's moving. And then put it right below the original one that you're doing. That you want to fly. And then pretty much just bring it on down here like that. Just bring it down just a little bit. Right about right there. You could do that by using your arrow keys. And then go to filter, blur, motion blur. And then get a correct angle for it. But you want to put it like on a high motion blur so you can see what's going on. So like right about 65 is good. We'll put it on like 25. Actually, no, we'll put it on... We'll put it like on 60. Yeah, there we go. We'll put it on 60. And then go to your original one. So the one that's on top. And then put another motion blur on it. Except decrease it to like 3 or so. And then there you go. And then after that, I mean, you could just get rid of your other butterflies. And then just, copy these two. Just so you don't have to do that effect again. And then just decrease the size of them. And then just reposition them wherever you want. Now we're going to put some Gaussian blur on one of them. Just so they look like they're kind of in the background. Let's go ahead and do the text. So as you know from the previous tutorial, you probably already know like how to make the text and stuff like that. If you don't know, I will redo it in this tutorial for you guys so you know how to do that. So you want to make a new document, do 1920 by 1080 so you see what you're doing. Go ahead and unlock it, but instead of deleting this layer, you're going to want to make sure you make this like a nice dark gray or something so you can see what's going on. And then we'll do like, let's just say for instance raw, which is, you know, obviously your boy. And then of course for these I will do the Burbank text, so pretty much like the Fortnite text. Increase it just a little bit to however you want it, whatever size you want. And then just copy that same text, put it like right below it, and then change it to like is live, not it's live, is live. And then so you're gonna want to go ahead and pretty much put your you know, the colors on it. So like we're gonna get this nice little effect right here. So what I usually do, I would take the skin that I'm using, right? I will put it next to my text. I'll decrease them just a little bit just so I can see. Now you got your character in place. I already have a preset for it, so you're going to want to go ahead and choose one. So, well, for me, I'm going to choose one. I'm going to show you how to make it. So pretty much this is going to be, you're going to be using a bevel and emboss, a stroke, a inner glow, a color overlay, and a outer glow. So the first thing for the bevel and emboss, we're going to go ahead and choose that. Make sure the style is on inner bevel. Make sure the technique is on smooth. Depth is on 100. Direction is up. Size on 15. Angle 120. Altitude 30. Make sure the gloss contour is on this like wavy one. It's pretty much the second one in the second row. Make sure your highlight mode is on normal white 100%. And then your shadow mode is going to pretty much be like, you know, like the outer shadow of the text. So like if I make this white, that's going to turn white. If I make this yellow, that's going to turn yellow. Since he's like a green, we're going to go ahead and open that up and get a green from him. So that's going to be our main like shadow green right there. Once you're done in the bevel and emboss, you want to go to stroke. Make sure this is on 3. Position is on outside. Blend mode on normal. Opacity on 100. Fill type is on gradient. And then this is where it's going to get, you know, this is where it's going to get tricky. Not tricky, but like just a little difficult. So you're going to open this up. You're going to want to put 4 boxes. 1 at 0, 1 at 100, 1 at 48, and 1 at 49. So with the box that's at 0, you're going to want to make sure it's at a darker green. Well, not a darker green, but a dark color that matches your skin's color. So since he's green mainly, we're going to choose the darkest green on him. So like right here. And then for the second box, you're going to want to make sure it's a green that's like kind of fair. So you're going to want to choose, it's like in between dark and not dark. So like a green like right here. Well, for you, you're not going to be doing green. It's whatever color, or I don't know what color. It's going to be whatever skin that you're using, you know, for that makes the colors up. So just take off of your skin of whatever colors you're using. So we're going to go ahead and press OK on that. For the third box, you're going to want to get like a kind of like a light green for us, for instance. So that's going to be like right about here. Yeah, it's going to be like right there. Click OK. And then for the last one, you're going to want to make like pretty much the brightest color that you got on here. So that's pretty much what it's going to look like. Comes out is green like that. For inner glow, we're going to do screen. You could have this like on, you know, like a whitish, yellowish. The hashtag number is going to be F6F7D5 if you want to get that. And yeah, make sure it's on screen, 75% opacity, softer, and the size is on 5. Next, color overlay. You're going to want to put it on normal, opacity on 100, and then whatever your main color is, that's what color you're going to, you know, choose. So like since he's green, I'm going to make it green. But if you had like a blue skin, you'll change this blue. That'll change the inner section blue. If you had a red skin, you make it red. So on and so forth. You get the idea. So we're going to be choosing green for ours. I don't know if I'm going to make a light green or a dark green. I might keep it like in between. Oh, that's too light. That's too light. That's too dark. Actually, I think we'll keep the green that we have now, maybe. Except I'll just, like, make it just a little lighter. There you go. And last but not least, we'll put a outer glow. So you're going to have linear dodge, opacity on 63%. This color is pretty much going to be, you know, whatever you have as your main color. So you'll just put that as your main color. Size at 5, and then technique X softer, spread 0. And you're pretty much done with that part. Now that you're done with that, you can go ahead and do the same exact thing with your second text. So we're going to go ahead and enable all of these. Since he has like this like reddish maroon type of color, we're going to go ahead and make a color for that. And make sure you rasterize the layer style. And we've got the exact same colors that our skin has. So once you're done with that, you can go ahead and hide him. Double click on your first text. Go back here and put on a gradient overlay, color overlay. In your inner glow, you're going to want to put your gradient overlay on 40. Black to white, 90 degrees. Color overlay on 25, black, and then, you know, overlay. For inner glow, you're going to want to have overlay, opacity at 75, and then whatever your light source is. So we're just going to keep it on white, and then you can have it on 40 for the size. Then click OK. Rasterize that layer. Do the same exact thing for your second text. That way it gives it like that little shine. Rasterize the layer. And then now we're going to go ahead and move on to the boxes and the rectangles. So you're going to want to go ahead and make your rectangle behind that. Put it right below. Doesn't matter what color this is initially because you're going to go ahead and change that anyways. Then kind of center it. Then what you're going to want to do is combine them. So Control E. So both of them are combined. And then take your polygonal lasso tool. And then you're going to want to just make like little cuts in the text. So after you make like your little design here, just click delete. You do that right there. All right, so we got our, actually no, we're not going to put that in the same area. We'll put it like over here. And then once you got your cuts, you're going to want to go ahead and double click on here. Well, in your box, your rectangle or whatever, you're going to want to put this black like background type thing. Get rid of the drop shadow. The inner shadow is going to be overlay. White, 75 opacity, 90% angle, distance 5, size 16. Inner glow is going to be overlay, 75% opacity, white, choke 0, size 10, satin, multiply, black, opacity at 4, 19% angle, distance 11, size 14. And then you're going to want to get like this like little like roller coaster drop. It's pretty much far right on the first row. And make sure invert is checked. Color overlay, lighter color. You're going to want to put the hex as 15, 15, 15. 46 opacity. And then, 46 opacity. And then you're going to do gradient overlay, normal, 100%. Make sure this is 100. Like your first box is on 0. Your second box is 100. The first box is going to be the hex of 070606. Press OK. Then the second one is going to be 282828. So make sure you guys copy all that. Linear style, angle 90%, and scale at 65. Then once you do that, then just click OK. And then rasterize that. Then you're going to want to Control J to copy it. Drag it below. Click once on your key, your down arrow key. Then copy, down arrow. Copy, down arrow. Copy, down arrow. Copy, down arrow. You're going to want to keep doing that until your number on the side reaches like 20, maybe 25. Or at least 30. That's pretty much like to get, or you could go like 30 or 35. It doesn't really matter. It just depends on how thick you want it to be. So you're going to want to have that is that, because it pretty much, you know, makes it 3D. Then go to your top one, your very top rectangle tool. Go to the very bottom. And then you're going to want to hold shift, click the very bottom one, and then Control E to combine them. So you're going to want to double click this, put the same effect on there. Gradient overlay, color overlay, Same exact settings here. I don't know if you guys already like remember that or not, but yeah. Gradient overlay, color overlay, and inner glow. Rasterize that, and then this is one thing I forgot to do. Go to your text and put a drop shadow. Put it on 100%. Multiply black. Put the distance on 10. Put your size at 10. And then press OK. Do the same thing for your second text. There you go. You'll be good there. Rasterize those two layers. And yeah, that's pretty much what you have there. You've got your 3D text. You got your main text. So you could go ahead and combine them and put them all inside of a group. And name it text. Drag it to your main area. Reposition and size it however you need it to be. Make sure it's above everything. And then go ahead and make sure you make a copy of it, but hide the original layer. And then press Control E to pretty much combine or merge all the groups. Control T to bring up your warp. Hit the warp button, or right click it, hit warp. Go up here to your warp section and press arc. And then bring it down to like maybe 3.5. Well, not that, but yeah, 3.5. And then there you go. That pretty much gives it like a little arc. Now for this part right here, follow my social media. It's pretty much the exact same method. You do what you did with the text right here. I mean, I don't really have to make that again because it's pretty much the exact same method that you just used right here on the text. And yeah, so just do the exact same thing if you want the follow my social media part right there at the bottom. So we're just going to put our social media here. iProjectRaw. Of course, go ahead and follow your boy on Twitter. He posts all types of artwork on there. Once you got your effect on your text, you can go ahead and click Control T for the warp. Right click, hit warp, go back up here, put another arc on it of like 3.5. Not 5.0, 3.5. Like that. Make it whatever size you need it to be. And then you could go ahead and get like the Twitter logo. You got white, of course. Just go ahead and delete that. Now the way that I did this right here, the like little shiny part on it, I pretty much just applied the exact same, you know, text method here to the Twitter. And I just changed the color. That's all I did. I might have a preset right here. Yes, I do have a preset. Do that. You just put your gradient overlay, your color overlay, inner glow on the exact same text or the exact same thing, and then give it a drop shadow of 100%, 10, and then 10. Now for the rest of the thumbnail, you could just go ahead and you know, just keep adding stuff to it. So you can add like more trees if you wanted to behind the text. Make this like a little skinnier just so it kind of looks like there's more trees in the background. We'll just put that like right here. And then another trick that you can also do with your trees is you could liquefy them. So kind of like giving them like a wacky look to them. Just like that. Just depending on how you want to do it. Yeah, you could do like that. Make sure you put a Gaussian blur on there of like 0.8 since it's further in the background. I'll just keep copy and pasting the tree to put more like environment, just to make sure it looks like it's kind of far in the background, just a little bit. Then we'll get our fern. We'll move our fern like to the right. Make sure it's like or to the left. Make sure it's all the way on top of everything. That way, if you want to have the effect to where like it's over your text or whatever, or over your logo, of course you could do that just by putting it right over on top of everything else. Now in the other tutorial, I had this pack called the Killer Pack. You can go ahead and download that. There'll be a link in the description. I don't know, a lot of people were having trouble with it. I don't know what the deal was with that, but I'll try to relink it or whatever, and you guys could try it again. But it works for me. I don't know how to really fix that. But yeah, I was getting a lot of questions on how to fix it, and it won't open up. It's like in a text formula or something like that. I don't know. It opens up for me. All I did was just like, once I downloaded it, you put it on your desktop, you right click it, you extract it. You have to have 7-zip or WinRAR to do that. You extract it, then you double click the folder that says Killer Pack. It's like a PSD, or you could just drag it into your Photoshop, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take some of the CCs from here. You can put the CCs into your document, like so. Also, you could go on to Google and type up sunflares, or if you already have like a sunflare pack or something, like you could just do that. If you find the sunflare on Google, just make sure you put it on linear dodge add, because it'll just have like this black box. So just make sure you put it on linear dodge add. I mean, you can find all types of sunflares on Google, but of course, you know, if you have packs that have sunflares, you could go ahead and do that. So we're gonna rotate this and we're gonna enlarge it just a little bit. We're gonna have it shine, I guess, like near him. So we're gonna have it like right above the text, just a little bit. Now I also had like rocks in my other one, so you can go ahead and go here and put like rock PNG, or like rock concept art PNG. Like you can find like a bunch of like concept rocks, stuff like that. Just depends. It just depends on what your taste is. You could go ahead and get like cartoon rocks, realistic rocks. It really doesn't matter. It just depends on your taste. Once you get your rocks in there, you could go ahead and you know, get rid of your white background if there is a white background. There we go. You're gonna take your lasso tool. If you have like multiple rocks, you could just like cut out specific rocks. Do that. Control J to get just that one rock. Just put like multiple rocks in different spots or whatever. You could put some behind the trees. Before you put any gauge blur on it, make sure you go ahead and put your gradient overlay, color overlay, and inner glow on it as well. And then go ahead and put your Gaussian blur on that for like 0.8. Yeah, very much what you're doing is just creating your own little environment. You could do this with any type of thumbnail, like I was saying. Like you could do this with a snow environment. You could do this with, you know, a hell environment. It really doesn't matter. It's just you have to put the thought and imagination and the time into it in order to create, like, you know, something good. Probably gonna copy our butterflies and put them over here as well. Maybe like in the background or something, just to give it a little bit more pizzazz, I guess you could say. You can get creative and make one like really big near your text, just so like that'll pop out the most. You can put some all the way in the background like this. Then last but not least, you could put in your CCs to make it look better. So whenever you pop up the CC from the killer pack, you could just go to the bottom and delete that. You could put on, don't put on number 1. Number 1 is actually trash. Put on like number 2, decrease the opacity to like 50. Put number 4 on, decrease the opacity to like 25. Put number, let's see, what else do we want? Just put on like some that looks good. Put on like 8. Put on like 35. Oh, that one's pretty bad. You could put on 11. Put that on 25. You could put 17 on if you want to. Put that on like 15. Actually, I don't think 17 looks good. That looks like trash. You can put on 20. That one gives it a pretty nice, like, chill effect. Put that, like, on 35. Put 23 on. Put it on, like, 10 or 15. Maybe even 20 if you're pushing it. And then, yeah, after that, you could put on, I think it's called, like, I forgot what it's called. It's like Vignette. I don't even know how to say that, but yeah, that's pretty much what you could put on there as well. You could do like an overlay of it, or a PNG of it, to like kind of like darken the sides of the thumbnail, but don't put it like, you know, above your CC. That's never good. Or above your well, actually no, you can put it above your flare, but don't put it like to where it's like too dark. Expand it out just a little bit so it looks good, you know. That right there is how you make a decently looking thumbnail. You can add more, you know. Take this for example. You could take a look at this and see how I pondered that. You can put more effects on it, like how I put like the scratches and stuff like that. You could do more lighting. So like, say for instance, if the sun is right here, you could go to your character, make a new layer, hold Alt until you see that little arrow, put it on overlay, decrease this to like 60% or so. Get your brush. You could get your brush tool. X is how you switch between, you know, the white and the black down here. And then you can go ahead and like give him some light or whatever, but not too much light or else it's gonna look bad. You could do the same thing with the trees over here. You could put, you know, lighting on the trees. You just got to put everything. It just takes time. You got to put some effort into it. Put lighting on the trees like that just so they pop a little bit more. Same with the tree branch. Put that on overlay. 60%. We'll do like this. See, like everything you could do manually. All you have to do is just put light and stuff like that on it to make it look good. CCs, and you'll be pretty much good. But yeah, that's pretty much the thumbnail. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video today. You know, I had a lot of fun making this. Hopefully you guys did learn something new from this video. I'm probably going to be doing a banner tutorial on a comic style if you guys want to check that out. Here's an example of it right here on the screen right now. I kind of forgot how to do this style. I haven't done it in a long time, but if you guys really want that style, I will be sure to relearn it and make a video on it just so you guys can, you know, make something cool like that. I haven't made it like a comic style in a while. And yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys are having trouble, make sure you comment down below. And if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.